What's going on, guys, girls, and everything in between? You are on the sidelines with the sideline guys. I'm Chris.
I'm Derrick.
Welcome back.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
back. We've said that many times on this show, but this
Yes.
time it is sincere. We've been
Yes.
dark for a couple weeks,
Yes.
and I've been itching, man. I've been fiending to come back. So I'm really excited to do this show, man.
Yeah,
We got
man.
a lot to talk about, a lot to catch up on. I mean, I think it's
Yes.
very fitting the way we ended the show. It's only right we started a certain way. But before that, I just got to remind all the folks at home, please like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube channel, as well as follow all of us on all of our platforms. So I'm going to give all the math for you guys right now. OTS Media Co. on YouTube and on all am I correct in that on all other
Yeah.
platforms
All
as
social
well?
media
I'm a
platforms.
little
Yeah.
rusty. It's been
Yeah.
a while, you guys. So it's just OTS Media on YouTube though, right? That's the
Yes.
difference.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
And then OTS Media Co on all social media platforms, and also you could catch me in Negron MMA on Twitter. Making it climb to 400 now, baby. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Man,
It's
that was
crazy.
fast, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
That was
and I
fast.
didn't expect it at all.
Yeah.
A lot of the dudes around me have really been rallying and hungry for content too. So it's been really cool to see that support. So thank you guys. Please keep it up. And then you can catch me on IG as well, at Chris Negronga _. And please tell them they can find your stuff at.
Yes, sir. You can find me at Derrick _OTS. That's DERRICK, the black way to spell it.
Beautiful.
Yes,
And
sir.
just like that, we are back.
We're back.
So this
Season
is
6, baby.
listen, man. Listen, man. Season 6. We're starting off with the bang, and we
Yes.
gotta talk. We gotta talk.
Yes.
Because I don't even think we've talked about this personally, right? Like this hasn't happened between you and I'm not gonna rub it in. I'm not that kind of
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
So you're on the up and up in life. You living good, but you've been through some heartbreak recently,
Yeah.
and I think it's time
Yeah.
we unpack this. So please
Yes. The
give
therapy
me your
session.
thoughts on the finals. Yes, give me your thoughts on the finals and the way it played out. The way we went dark, I was convinced. I was like, let me just let him stay in his bag. I'm
Mhm.
sure, I'm sure he has more than enough reasons to not want to talk about this. So it's good to be back and finally discuss it. But man, how did you
Yeah.
feel about the finals? How did you feel about your team's performance? And yeah, just give me your thoughts.
Well, so Jaylen Brown. I want to start with a positive. Okay, Jaylen Brown was easily the best player on the floor for the Celtics, like easily. At least for the entire series. Um, Al Horford did his thing. Tatum did his thing too, but he didn't do it to his level, and I think that's what everybody's been harping on him and really getting on him about everything that happened. But you know, he's what 20, I think 23, 22, 23, going to the finals for the first time, and this in his fifth year. Like I'm not worried about it, man. I'm not worried about it. I wanted to win for sure, but the only thing that really pisses me off, the only thing that really pisses me off is the Warriors won on our floor. As a competitor, as like I hate that. And Draymond Green, I'm telling you right now, dude is oh my god. I no. Just no. I can't rock with him. I can't rock with him anymore. This is this his because now he's changed the narrative of everything because now they won. Of course they won the championship, but now he's making it sound as if he took Jaylen Brown's heart and like he's mad because Jaylen discussed something about how Draymond pulled his shorts down when he was standing there, and Draymond was on the ground. He pulled Brown's shorts, and someone asked him about it, so he commented on it. But Draymond's like, yeah, I knew we had his heart at that point. That's not true. That's not true because I think the game that came after that he sunned Draymond, so I don't understand where the narrative comes from with it, but yeah, I'm not disappointed. This is the first of many finals trips for this group. So this is not the last time you're going to see them in the finals. I'm still rocking with them. I still got pride, and I actually shook that loss off within probably within a day. Um because my attention went straight to like what we're gonna do in the offseason. And they made some great moves this offseason. Malcolm Brogdon is probably one of the biggest trades in this offseason. Boston is right back into it, bro. Next season, they're going right back to the finals, and I don't want to hear anything else anybody's got to say about it. You know, I salute the team, front office, coaching staff. They've done a phenomenal job. It's a young team. Even LeBron talked about it on the shop recently about how when the Celtics team faced a dynasty basically, right? Like that's what he faced in his first finals against the Spurs. That's not the end of it, you know. So I mean, they lost, but it's not. They lost the series. They lost that finals, but they will be winning one very soon. Very soon. I would not be shocked if they win it next year.
It's a great point, and I like that you went right into the free agency moves because that's what's next too. I got a whole fun game for us to go through. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. Yes, sir. It's only right, and I got some gimmicks too. It's a game, and then there's gimmicks within. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. But I agree with you, man. That and getting Gallo too. That's an underrated move. Yes. I thought it was a great finals. I thought it was a good series. I thought the momentum shifts were very clear, especially towards those last couple of games. So I definitely would have rubbed it in more if I spoke to you like more closer to when it happened. But yeah, I called 7. It ended in 6. I feel you on being upset about it being on the home court, man. I know that pain. Yeah. And you're a better man than me. I was in my bag for much longer, so I respect it. And like you said, it's only up from here. So that's the exciting part about it. Not only did you guys perform amicably and got to a place that nobody saw y'all getting to, except for you, to be frank. And I was giving you shit. I'm like, nah, like you don't really believe that, right?
Yeah.
And it happened. So I respect it, man. And like you said, now it's a whole different ball game now, though, because now there's big expectations from day one.
For sure.
So I'm really excited to see how that team rallies around that idea. And now that they're the guys that everyone is sort of going after. So this season in the NBA and the NFL is going to be super exciting. But today's show, we're going to be a little bit more tailored on the NBA talk. I actually failed to include, so I'm glad that you mentioned that trade. I failed to include other straight up trades. I did only free agency moves in this little game we're going to do here. So after we're done, we'll sort of discuss the other trades or whatever I missed out on along the way. But really excited to get into these free agency moves. The first thing that I want to do, though, is before we go into the specifics, I just got a couple questions that both of us are going to have to answer. And I'll start off with this one. I'll give you my take on this one. So my favorite NBA free agency move. This is personal. I don't care. There's a lot of moves that were better than this. Trust. Yeah, I will admit that. My OKC Thunder re-signing Lou Dort. Huge. A lot of people sleep on the fact that he is one of the best point guards in the game. I fully believe that. I think he has a lot of what Marcus Smart has on the defensive end, but he also has worked substantially on his offensive side of the ball as well. The playmaking is still needs to be developed, but that's why we got Giddey. So I just think he's such a good piece on our team, and the fact that we were able to get him under 90 mil and in this climate, like I'm sure there was a lot of people that could have paid him more than that. So that's my move. And I know it's a homer move. I don't care. That's my move.
What are your thoughts on Holmgren?
Oh man,
he's a baller.
I wanted him since day one, before the draft, before the order got announced, all of that. That's who I wanted. And it's not just the intangibles, like you said, man. The kid loves to fucking play, and he's a competitor, and that's what matters, especially when it comes to longevity in this league. So I'm a little worried about a couple things, his frame, things like that. But he's not scared out there. He doesn't care. I'm sure we're gonna see him get dunked on very soon by a couple people. Because he's that kind of player. He's willing to make those attempts to block shots and put himself in harm's way in that way. And you can't ask for anything more from a big that can shoot that way, that has playmaking chops. Like this kid's gonna be really something special, and I'm
Yeah.
excited to watch it. I think the first summer league game specifically, just had me really excited because I knew that he could do those sort of off the dribble moves and
Mm-hmm.
pull up moves,
Mm-hmm.
but to see it in live action against other NBA hopefuls,
Yeah.
really got me excited. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
big on Holmgren.
Now, Demarcus Cousins actually said something about it this week. Like his I know you spoke about his frame, but he was saying that one of the biggest things that he doesn't think is going to be an issue is that because the way that the league is played right now, no one's doing post up moves. Not for the most part. Like you're not having bigs go out there and do post ups, and so that's probably not as big of an issue now as it would have been, like, let's say, what, 10, 12 years ago. um so I think he's got a good start, man. I'm excited to see what y'all do. I'm
Yeah,
excited to
man.
see what y'all do.
I don't think we're gonna be in that playoff picture because I'm
Hmm.
being humble. You know, I'm
Yeah,
being
yeah,
humble.
yeah.
But I honestly could see us definitely getting one of those last four spots. But I'm gonna stay shut. I'm gonna say we're not. I'm gonna say we're still rebuilding for now. But I really am big on not just his upside, but Giddy's upside as well. What I saw from him out in the summer league too is exciting.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
hope that shot continues to carry over. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
Time will
yes,
tell.
sir.
So it's your turn, man. You got to let us know what's your favorite free agency move so far.
Well, mine is a homer, of course, with Gallo and Brogdon. I thought those are magnificent moves, and you needed to get some more uh playmaking right there on the bench. So being able to move guys that, Aaron Neesmith, love him as a person, but for what he was expected to do, not just didn't do it, man. So they got they got a great player with great value. So yeah, that's my favorite one, honestly. I think we're seeing a lot of moves now, the last couple of weeks, but that trade to me is one of the biggest ones this offseason.
Yes,
I think
sir.
that's going to prove to be one of the best ones for sure, especially when you look at the long term effect of it. Like, where does the team go from here? And like you said, the expectation is finals now. So I'm expecting that to happen,
And
especially with a
with the
player of that
moves,
caliber.
with the
Yeah,
moves, it's chip. It's not even
yeah,
finals.
yeah.
It's chip.
Oh,
So
now it's definitely Chip, because you saw in the finals, you know, Smart kind of tapered off a little bit in certain games, and Tatum definitely did too. Tatum, I think, is Tatum, Smart, Williams, all really hurt. They were really banged up for sure. And I think one thing that's underrated is that Tatum was in the Olympics last summer, so went from the Olympics to going into the season, into an extended playoff run. That's going to wear on you. So it is what it is. But um, yeah, it's Chip. It's Chip
yes,
time.
sir.
Yeah.
I like that move so much, and I hate that you used it because now
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to think of another move for my next question.
Yeah.
But man, I think that's hands down the most underrated move as well because
Yes.
that's literally what I was calling for. I don't know if you remember this.
Yes.
Right during the series, I'm like,
Yes.
if you guys had this kind of player,
Mm-hmm.
this team, I don't see how this team can be beaten, and that's exactly the guy that you went out and got. So really
Yeah.
excited, man, and another 3-and-D guy
Yes.
amongst so many other ones. So yeah, exciting stuff there. My next question: the most underrated free agency move. So mine was going to be Brogdon, but you threw me a little curveball here. So you know what? I'm going to switch it up, and this one super underrated, and I'm
Okay.
100% going to be guilty of now. I'm this dude's fan base. Like I
Okay.
am hit. There's no one else that talks about this guy more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know this because he was brought up a lot last season.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be random as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But it's underrated. It gotta be random.
Okay.
Andre Drummond got signed to the Bulls for a 2-year, $6 million contract. And you
Wait, did
telling
it?
me, and you telling me that that's not worth it? Like that in my opinion, he's worth way more than that. So when I saw that move, I was like, yeah, that's an underrated move for sure.
I I okay. I did see he signed with them. I forgot all about that. I
Oh, so
think
this game is gonna be fucking exciting.
that's it's gonna be good. Yeah, because I forgot a lot of moves. But I'm gonna say DeJounte Murray to Atlanta. Trey finally has the guy his go-to guy, right? Still
Didn't we
yet to be
talk
seen.
about that?
We did.
Like,
We did.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. It's still yet to be seen what happens with John Collins, with Collins, but I think that Atlanta has a nice foundation. Let's put it like that. I think they have a nice foundation. I don't know what to expect from them because last year we all expected at least 4 to 6 seeds, somewhere in that range, to stay in that range. And, they definitely underwhelmed from the previous year. So, but I'm expecting that move to be one of the most underrated because now he's got someone that he can work with. Yeah. I got another one, but I'll say that probably for another category.
Nice. All right. So this one, I kind of cheated with this, but I don't care. Best re-signing. So not a new signing, re-signing of the offseason.
Oh, Phoenix. Getting DeAndre Ayton back.
Yep.
I think that was because honestly, you don't have JaVale McGee there anymore. I think JaVale went to
the Mavs.
The Mavs? Did he go to the Mavs?
Yep.
Okay. So, not having him there anymore, and then we're only gonna work with Bismack Biyombo if DeAndre Ayton to come back. Yeah. Yeah.
That's big. That's big.
You needed that.
Don't get me wrong. I fuck with Bismack. You feel me? I fuck with Big Mac.
But
nah, it's not
as a starter though.
not as your first backup either.
No, not as a first. No.
Yes, sir. I like that. I honestly feel like there's still some room for him to get moved. So that's why I kind of stood away from that one. Like, I feel like you can't come out of a situation like that and not feel slighted, in my opinion. So I don't know. I'm interested to see if he ends up getting traded at some point, but who knows?
I think he could. I think it's just that they can't trade him without his approval for the year, for the next year. So it's very possible he can still get moved for sure.
For sure. Yeah. For me, it's the one, the only. I mean, there was a time period where I thought that this wasn't going to happen, but it was a very short window. But either way, this is huge because the dumpster fire of an organization, at least you got one thing right. And that's Bradley Beal re-signing with Washington. They needed that. I mean, their entire, every dollar of ticket revenue depended on him being re-signed, and he is. So I'm excited to see what they build around him. They also made some sneaky moves, which we'll be going over later. So
they did, yeah.
Yes, sir. So it's exciting stuff. It's exciting stuff. Next up. Now, this is where the fun begins. Okay. This is where the true fun begins. Yeah. So let me explain to you the ground rules of this game. So I've listed every single player that has signed with a new team. And I've had their contract. There's some of them that I couldn't find the numbers on. So it would just be like 1 year or whatever. I have them all listed with their new team. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through each of them. And I'm going to ask you whether or not you love it or hate it. Give me a response. We'll move on to the next one. Now, here's the twist. There are 2 names in here. One of them, they're a real player. So they exist. But the catch is they still haven't signed anywhere.
Okay.
You got to find that as we're going through this. I'm going to go along as if it's the truth for everything. Okay. The second gimmick, there is someone in this list that does not exist. It is going to be our jobs to break this down as if we know who these people are.
Okay.
And it's your job to identify that person. So if you can figure it out and be like, hey, no, this person doesn't exist, you get your point, you win. There's nobody else to find. But if we go through this segment and we both talk about a fictional person's free agency move and the impact on that team,
Okay.
I am literally gonna be fucking dead. Like that's all I'm hoping for. That's all I want. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that.
Okay.
So let's get this started. The only way we know how, baby.
Yes, sir.
The first move, KZ Opala signing a 2-year deal with the Sacramento Kings. Do you hate it or do you love it?
KZ, what?
KZ Opala.
Bro, I don't even know who that is. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I don't even know who that one is. I don't pay attention to Sacramento, but I know most of the players. That's why I don't know. I don't know who that is now.
To be fair, he wasn't on Sacramento last season, but
Okay.
that's all I'll say. I'm gonna say that I hate it, and here's the reason why. It's not because of the fit or anything like that. It's just because it's Sacramento, and it's even worse of a dumpster fire. So anything involving them, I immediately should lean towards hating. So that's my answer. You're indifferent. You don't know.
I don't. What position he play?
That's a good question. I'll get that math for you right now. He plays small forward.
Small forward.
I'm not going to tell you what team he was on, though, because then it could potentially spoil whether or not he's real. So
okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know who that is. So yeah, I'm indifferent to that move.
All right, I'm gonna leave it as indifferent. I'm gonna let you decide if you want to say this is the one that's fake later.
Okay.
But please feel free to make that decision whenever you want.
Okay.
Okay. Let me write in indifferent, and we're on to the next one. So the next one, I'm also low key interested to see your response to this. Austin Rivers signs a 1-year deal with the Timberwolves.
Yes. Yeah. How much was that?
That's one that I don't have the numbers on. Sorry.
Okay. No, I think it's a good move for Minnesota. They moved on from Patrick Beverley, right? I think he got traded to it was a Western team. I don't know why I want to say Portland, but I don't think it was Portland.
I wish I could throw you the life raft. I just can't.
It's
the Jazz,
good.
Right?
It's
Jazz,
yeah. Yeah, because he got traded in the Rudy Gobert move, which that was
crazy.
We'll probably get to that later, but yeah, I think it's a good move. You know, he's a good offensive player, so they need that. So, well, we'll see how that works for him. But I'm pretty sure they didn't pay a lot more. I'm pretty sure they didn't pay him more than $8 million.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
I don't know what the number is though, so I can't talk too much.
Yeah.
I agree though. I do love the move. I'm someone that is a fan of Austin Rivers because of his shooting form and everything he's had to live up to as well. It's tough. It's tough to be in that spot as an NBA player. Hey, just ask Seth Curry. But he made it. He made a career for himself. He's been on multiple different teams for over 6 years now. So big stuff there, if you ask me. Next up, Taj Gibson signing with the Washington Wizards on a 1-year deal. This is another one that I don't have the math on. I'll start this one off. I don't love or hate this move, so I'm gonna say indifferent. The only reason, if this was 2 years ago, I would have loved it. It gives them some front court depth. I like Taj Gibson as like a glue guy. But if you're relying on him for big minutes in 2022, 2023, that's a tough ask. But yeah, can't be mad at it.
Yeah. I know he signed a 1 year, but I can't remember if it was with Washington or Indiana. But I'm gonna go with it and just say it was Washington. They lost Thomas Bryant to the Lakers. So with if Taj is coming in, and expected to play any significant amount of time, I don't know how that really helps them too much right now. But if he's like your second or third string, like that's fine. That's fine. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. But yeah, with Thomas Bryant gone, I don't know that I really love it either. I think that's one of those indifferent moves too.
Got you. Can't blame you. Frank Kaminsky signs with Atlanta on a 1-year deal. I'll let you start it off on this one. This is your hometown.
I think he did sign with Atlanta. That's the one that's tripping me up right now because I think he did sign with us. What with us? Jesus. Wow.
Now he's claiming the Hawks too.
No, it's
Who'd have
because you
known?
said that. It's because you said hometown. That's all. I am not claiming the Hawks. I want that to be known right now. I have one team. That's you see it. You see it. That is one team. That's it. But I think he did sign with Atlanta, and I think if I might be wrong on that one. It might not be Atlanta. See, now you got me second guessing this one, man, because this is weird. I don't think he signed with Atlanta. I think he signed with another Eastern team, but I don't think it was Atlanta.
So are you locking it in this early? Are you saying that I'm a fraud? Are you saying that this is a lie?
Right now, I'm gonna hold off and say indifferent because I want to hear what these other moves are first.
Okay.
I'm gonna say indifferent right now.
But wait, you're indifferent on whether or not he's there. Or do you love or hate the move?
No, I'm indifferent on him and being in Atlanta if that's the case. If that's the case, then because they have Clint Capella, and I forgot the other guy. So I don't think it's a bad move. It's a cool move if Clint goes down or whatever. But see, now you're messing me up.
I love this game because I started it from the bottom up because all these guys are like so obscure that it could be wrong. But we'll see. So you're indifferent about the truth, but do you love the move? Do you hate the move? Are you indifferent?
I'm indifferent on the move itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, honestly, I love it. I think you surround Trae Young and that young core with as many shooters as you can coming off the bench. That's how I feel. So why not? Let's load up, baby. And we'll leave it at that. If you're ready to move on, are you ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
All right. You mentioned this deal as well. Thomas Bryant, a 1-year deal to the Lakers. I love this move. I think he is underrated entirely. I mean, just the fact that I didn't know that he was on Washington tells you how underrated he is. But I know he's a baller. I know who he is. But I was like, he was still there. I don't know why. I thought he got moved before. But I think it's a good move for the Lakers. Any move is a good move for the Lakers. So,
and that's exactly it. Any move is good for the Lakers right now. I don't think this does anything for them though. Like, one, he's a really good player. The problem is he gets injured a lot too. So now you're looking at him getting injured a lot, coupled with Anthony Davis getting injured a lot, coupled with whatever the hell is going on with Westbrook. Also, LeBron is what, 38?
I thought he was 38.
Somewhere in there. He's above 35. Yeah, he's gotta be 38. Because this is a 20th year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 38. Yeah. I'm not expecting the Lakers to do anything this year again. So yeah, I mean, it's a good move for them in terms of having an energy guy off the bench, but how much time is he going to play is a question because he has been injured a lot the last, I think, year or two. So
for sure, I think he's played less than 50 in the last 2 seasons, which is not a place you want to be in. But as far as 2022 centers go, I think that's pretty darn good, if you ask me. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. This is another sneaky move right here. Dante Divincenzo signs a 2-year deal with the Warriors for $9 million. Do you love it or do you hate it, Derrick?
He didn't sign with the Warriors.
You locking it in?
I'm locking that one in. He didn't sign with the Warriors.
You, sir, are incorrect. He did sign with the Warriors. Yes,
he did.
Yes, he did.
Because I'm thinking about it, $9 million. That doesn't. I mean, I'm trying to figure out where they get $9 million from.
It's because GP's gone.
He did move. GP did go. Yeah. That's right. He went to Portland.
Yes, and we'll get to that later as well.
Yeah.
You already used one of your fucking fail saves, dude. What the hell? Well, I wish right now. Hey, magical edit button right here. I
I'll
wish I had the
no.
Family Feud X right now.
I'll
Like,
go with it, bro. I'll go with it.
you think I'm lying? Like, you really? I told you just now I'm not, bro. Like,
No. You're not lying, but I'm saying that's how confident I was in that, and it happened. It is what it is.
Yes, sir. I'll give you more. I'll give you more chances because it still exists. Like, I can't just act like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But hilarious. How do you feel about the move, though? Me personally, I feel like this is a great move for what they lost. They gained what they lost. And if you ask me, he's a better shooter. Obviously, you're losing out on those athletic, extremely energy, reinvigorating moves that GP3 has. But I think he's a dog, man. I like watching him play. So I think it's a good move.
Yeah, no, it's a really good move. He is definitely a better shooter. One thing that Nat has discussed on her show is that Gary Payton was like their best post move guy. So, I don't know what we were expecting from Wiseman this year. I didn't watch any of the summer league games. So I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's rounding into form now, but I don't know what to expect from him long term this season. So I probably would have thought going after another big would have been maybe the better option just to shore that up. But hey, Divincenzo, for like what you just said, for what they lost with Peyton, that's great quality. So no problem with it at all.
And super cheap too. So that's
all
good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Hilarious that's the first one that I have the number on, because these next couple I do not have the number on either.
Okay.
Goron no, I lied. I jumped ahead. Gorgi Zhang signs a 1-year deal with the Spurs. Do you hate it or love it, Derrick?
I know the guy. I don't know if he went to San Antonio though. That was painful. San Antonio needs anything at this point. I mean, they're in a rebuild, and they've been in a rebuild for what, 5-6 years now, right?
Yep.
Even when Kawhi was still there, you could already tell they were going to a rebuild. So I'm indifferent to the move, honestly. I don't think that hurts or helps them, honestly.
I'm also indifferent. You got to fill in those front court spots where you could get him.
Yeah.
I kind of liked him on the T-Wolves, so I don't know how that, obviously that's years removed now. So I'm interested to see whether or not he fills into a similar role or gets more playing time, considering they're bottoming out.
Right.
But yeah, like you said, anything they could get. RIP, man. I can't believe they did that to Pop. Like, this man is barely still in the league. Everyone thought he was going to retire this season, and then you give him this for his last. Like, come on, bro. Terrible.
Yeah,
but
I don't like it. That this is how he's going out in terms of going into retirement. If you're watching San Antonio games, they're still a very much competitive team during the game.
Not with what they lost, but I agree.
Yeah. Well, I'll say up until now.
It's two big ones that they lost.
We'll Derrick White was another one that they lost last.
Well, that's 3 then.
Yeah. This last season, so they've lost quite a bit already. So yeah, up until now, they've been very competitive even during the rebuild. So I hate that for him, but it's gonna be good to see some of those players actually get some play time and do different things. So we'll see.
Hell yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Both indifferent on that one though, which is fine. Next up, Goran Dragic signs a 1-year deal with the Chicago Bulls. Do you love it or do you hate it? This whole segment is gonna be like, nah, Chris, you're lying to me. There's only one lie, bro.
This is why I have trust issues, bro. Because I thought he went to the West. I could have sworn he went to the West. So I'm. You know what? I'll go with it. They signed him in Chicago. Lonzo Ball is still hurt. Which is very interesting because his injury was, I think it was like it was like torn meniscus or something like that. That he took that I think he had surgery on closer to like the mid-season point, and he's still been out. So I don't know what to expect from him going into the season. So that would make sense as to signing him to the team. So I'll go with it. I'll
So
go
you
with
do you
it.
love it? You
I
hate it? You
like it.
indifferent?
I like it. I like it.
This man just changing the rules. I'll put like in for you. I got you. I'm gonna say love because I've always been a fan of the Dragon. Okay, I've always been a fan of the Dragon, and that team is fun to watch. So
Yes, it
I
is.
think
Yeah.
having not one but two white point guards on your team, that's a bold move, brother. That's a bold move, brother. So excited to see how they make that work. And I'm sorry about the timing of that. I didn't mean to try to spit take you just now, but
I'm about to say Zach LaVine is black though.
exactly. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You got to be strategic. You got. I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about, right? All right. Okay. I just gotta make sure. Shout out to the homie as well. The white mamba, the bald mamba. But
Yeah.
next up, Josh Okogie signs a 1-year deal with the Suns. Do you like it or do you? I mean, do you love it or do you hate
I'm indifferent because I don't know who that is either.
it?
No, I know the name of Kogi, but I don't know like his game or anything at all. So I can't say anything about that.
Got you. I'm also indifferent because of the same things you said, but hey, Suns could use what they can get, huh?
Yeah.
Next up, Damian Lee signs a 1-year deal with the Suns.
Yes, he did. He
He's
did.
like, that's not a lie.
I like
I'm
it.
indifferent with this one though. I'm indifferent with this one.
Yeah, I like it. He's not gonna get much. He's gonna get more playing time there, I think, than he was in Golden State.
Yep.
So I like it for him. For the team, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how he fits with the team. But he'll get more play time in Phoenix.
For sure. And that's what matters.
Yeah.
So next up, this one, when I saw it, when I first saw it, I was so excited about it. Raul Neto signs a 1-year deal to play. You ready? To play with the Cavaliers. How do you feel about this one, Derrick?
I know Ricky Rubio just went back there. I don't know about Neto. I don't think he went there, bro.
You don't think he went there, or you don't think he exists? Because remember, there's
I don't think that
two of
move
those.
exists.
So you think he's a real person? We're
No,
establishing that?
Neto is definitely a real person. I just don't
Okay.
think I don't think he went to Cleveland.
Okay, you are now 2
I'm
0
0 for
and
2.
2 on your shots,
All
man.
right. All right.
I respect it though. I respect it. Because when I saw the name, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who the fuck this is. So
Yeah.
he was the reason why I came up with this game. Because I was like, I
Okay.
remember when we were talking about free agency,
Yeah.
I was naming a couple people and we ended up doing something similar like this as well back then.
Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah.
hey, this is a great idea. So shout
Yeah.
out to Raul Neto for being so obscure that I came up with this game in his name. But yes, he did
Yeah.
go to the Cavs.
I know I think he was in Washington for a bit.
Yes, that's where he was before.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
All right.
Can't ask for much more. Can't ask for much more. Next up, this one was also one that I was a little unsure about because it looked weird to me. But Robin Lopez signs a 1-year deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I personally love this move. I think having another gritty guy on your roster when you have such good up and coming talent, especially in that backcourt, having someone to play off with in the front court, I think it works very well. So,
yeah. Oh my God. I know I saw that he signed. All right, fine. Yeah, he went to Cleveland Cavaliers. You stressing me out, man. I like it. I like it. Jared Allen being out definitely hurt them. And I'm not saying he is going to be able to replace Allen if he goes down again next year, but he's someone that's much better than what they had. So, because I think he was in Orlando, excuse me, last year. So he definitely got enough rest.
yeah, exactly. He got way more than enough rest. Shout out to everyone
yeah.
that thought that Jalen Suggs was going to be like the best player in the world, because I remember that
Oh
talk.
yes,
I remember
yes,
that talk.
yes, yes.
He's good,
He's
but
good.
nowhere
Yeah,
near the talk that he was getting.
yeah.
Next up, Montrezl Harrell signs a 2-year deal with the Chicago Bulls for 14 mil. Do you love it or do you hate it, Derrick?
You got me stressed out, man.
You got me stressed out.
Because I can't remember if that was with Chicago, but I'll go with it. It's Chicago, and that is someone that would play very well for them. So, love it.
I agree, man. I love the move.
Love
I
it.
think he's a glue guy through and through. I love his motor. But the only sad part is that he has not signed to any team because he's facing felony drug trafficking charges. So that is the truth. That is one of the gimmicks. We have found it. You're like, I'm a pro.
Nice.
You know, I'm a pro.
That was good, man. Because that was good. I forgot about the drug charge.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
he got a drug charge, and then Miles Bridges fumbled the bag by hitting his wife. So
exactly.
good job.
Good job. Actually,
Idiot,
fuck you
man.
for that.
No,
fuck
yeah,
you
most
for that.
definitely,
Yeah.
most definitely. But I mean that, like one, you don't do that at all.
Mm-hmm.
But why in the hell would you even think about doing something stupid in a contract year?
Exactly.
What, like who does that? And now he wants to be a rapper, like full time. Have you heard his music?
No, I've seen the music videos though. It is
Bruh.
quality. It is quality.
That's quality, because his bars are absolute trash. They're trash.
Man.
Like no.
At that stage, you should be able to have like at least one of your cousins could write a good 16 for you. Like at least
put it like this: you should be able to hire a good ghostwriter.
That's exactly what I'm at.
Yeah, he should be able to, but he's not doing that, and like he actually thinks he's doing something good. He better hope and pray to God that this that this turns out into his favor, because if you end up, because you're gonna end up losing your family first off. Like his son was on FaceTime with, I think, his grandmother, talking about dad just hit mom. So you're gonna end up losing your family. You're gonna also end up losing your career. And now you want to go into rapping. He is one of the first guys to make it out of the hood and then purposely try to go back to it. Good job.
Definitely not one of the first, but yes.
No, not one of the first, but with his talent, come on, man.
He could have got close to. He could have got max offers not from other teams as well, like not just
the
Hornets. Shout out to Steve Clifford, man. He ain't signed up for none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't signed up for none of this shit. He was like, you know what? We got a ball in the house. I'm coming back. Next thing you know, everything is just crumbling around him. So shout out to Steve Clifford. Good luck on that one.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Aaron Holiday signing a 1-year deal with the Hawks. I actually love this move.
Yes.
I think I'm a fan of the Holiday family. Okay. The other brothers have not lived up to the name just yet. But I think his frame, having someone that size in the backcourt is good, no matter how good they are or how much they play. Having some versatility to switch up matchups, I'm a big fan of it. So I love this move. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, it's a good move. It is a good move, because having someone off the bench that has a potential to be what we see Drew Holiday be, what we see in Drew Holiday, that had someone that has that potential, that would be great for Atlanta. So I love it. Yeah.
And then the move that I already tipped my hand on, Andre Drummond going to the Bulls for 2 years, $6 million. Love, all caps. That's the first all caps love that I've written in on my side. Big fan of this move. Big fan of him and his upside.
Yeah, no, good move.
Yes, sir.
Yep, love it.
We'll leave it at that. Bruce Brown signs a 2-year deal with the Nuggets for $13 million. Big stuff.
Hell away from Brooklyn.
Hell yeah. I actually dislike this move, and here's why. I feel like this team has been the home of the combo guard for at least 6 years now. Like there's been that guy. First it was Will Barton. There was another one in between there as well. I'm forgetting his name. He's famous. He's like Bones Highland. There we go. So like
Mhm.
the combo forward guard,
Yeah,
that's where they go to play. And the fact that they got another one, I think it'll only do them well. And if he continues to work on his shot, it'll actually be a huge move. So I
yeah.
like it.
It's a good move if he, like you said, if he's able to be what he can be. Um, but it was a good move for him to get out of Brooklyn either way. So
We'll give him points just for
I
that.
give him points for that. Yeah, good job.
Yes, sir. Dylan Wright signs with Washington on a 2-year, $16 million deal. Derrick, how do you feel about this one?
I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent.
Feels
I
like too
don't.
much, right?
Yeah, and I also don't know much about his game.
He's a
Um,
stretch four. I like his game. It's hard to find players like him.
mhm,
He plays small forward and stretch four, but yeah, I agree. It's too much money. It feels like, and for
yeah,
what they need, what that
for
team
off the
needs.
bench, right? That's gonna be
Yeah.
a bench player. So
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you want to pay him that much money for coming off the bench at this point. But I mean, Washington is going to be interesting to watch this year because I think they got KCP too, right?
Yep.
So it'll be an interesting team to watch. They're not going to do much this year though, as
Yep.
usual.
As usual, sadly. Shout out my boy Brad Beal. I hope they make a move in the meantime. But next up, Bryn Forbes signs with the T Wolves on a 1-year, $2 million deal. I'm saying I'm indifferent because I'm unfamiliar. I know he was on the Bucks though, but
hmm hmm
that's
Yeah,
all I got.
I'm indifferent too, because I don't think he's going to have much playtime there anyway.
Yeah, how could you? Especially with all the people they're bringing in. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So it kind of is what it is. I mean, it's a good value, I guess, if you're trying to just have someone to fill in a spot. But yeah,
that
I don't.
backup point guard spot is looking deep. That's all I gotta say. It's
Yeah,
looking deep.
yeah. I'm expecting them to do put like this by the trade deadline. I don't think all those guys will be there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
So
sense.
we'll
I
see.
wonder if Pat Bev is even going to stay in the Jazz. I know this is two different teams, so I
Yeah,
hope I didn't
yeah,
confuse people just now.
yeah,
I know what I'm saying.
yeah.
My point in saying that was I don't know because there's some rumors that he might get waived and then go back to the T Wolves. So kind of like what Rubio did. So
Oh,
I'm
okay,
interested to see
okay.
whether or not that plays out because that'll throw another wrench into an already weird situation. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's my point on that.
I mean, if he gets waived, to me, there's other places he could go that would make sense too. Like let's say maybe Milwaukee or Miami might make a little sense. Brooklyn would definitely make sense,
Yeah, yeah, for
especially
sure.
with Brown being out.
Everyone's running away from Brooklyn though as fast as possible.
And the ones that really want to get away can't get away. That's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. I don't expect either one to get traded, honestly.
I don't either. And I just gotta say, Brooklyn Nets, y'all fucking deserve it. How about
Oh
that?
yeah, for
Y'all
sure,
deserve it.
for
Okay.
sure. Yeah, you fumbled what you actually had. Like they actually had a team. We've discussed it multiple times already. They had a team that could have actually been one of the top contenders in the East. And they tricked it off for Harden. So there you
I
go. Good
think
job.
I think long term this is gonna be one of the all-time what ifs because if you think about like a 2K team, like that
Yes.
team feels
Yeah.
unstoppable.
Yeah.
And then in practice, just absolute dumpster fire. So hilarious,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. Love to see
But
it.
love to see it. Yes, sir. Next up, Kevin Knox II signs a 2-year deal with the Pistons for 6 mil. Do you love it or hate it?
I missed that one. That's a Detroit is making some moves this offseason.
Yes,
I
sir.
like what Detroit is doing, honestly. Um, so yeah, I like it. I like it. That's another one of those guys that can give him some stuff, some punch off the bench. So yeah, that's a good move.
I love it purely for this. The guy's a lottery pick, and you're paying 6 mil for 2 years,
That's a
and he's still
big
under
fact.
23 years old. Like,
Yeah, big facts.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
sir. So yeah, we're on the right side of this one. Juan Toscano Anderson signs a 1-year
Mhm.
deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. How do you feel about this?
I thought it was hilarious when he signed there because again, it's not like they're going to do anything. It's funny because I think he's doing what ooh, what's that guy's name? Mm, this is gonna piss me off. One of the guys, Bazemore, Kent Bazemore, left the Warriors after getting a championship, and then figured, they're going to rebuild. I'm gonna jump over to the Lakers and win one, and then what happened? So I think this is basically the same thing. I think it's basically the same thing. I mean, he wasn't gonna stay in Golden State anyway. It didn't sound like he was gonna be there anyway. So, but it's not like he's going to go to Los Angeles to win.
Exactly, or to play much.
Or to play much. I mean, yeah, and yeah, because
THT is him but larger. Like, what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a very interesting move. But hey, you got a championship. You get a little more money than what you're going to get in Golden State. Yeah, I guess you can't be mad at that.
Yes, sir. Ricky Rubio back to the Cavs on a 3-year, $18 million deal. I love it. Yeah, I think he was their glue guy. I was surprised when they moved him, so it's cool to see them reunite.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think I'm intrigued by it because I thought Rubio was pretty much out of the league at this point.
Me too.
I thought he was going to retire. But I mean, he was one of those guys that helped them actually reach those heights of success this last season. So it makes sense. It makes sense. So,
and it's good insurance because hey, Garland hasn't signed yet, so it's good insurance.
That's true. And is Rondo coming back?
That's a good question. I think so.
So I mean, hey, whatever he's worth to a team right now.
Yep. Troy Brown Jr. signs a 1-year deal with the Lakers on the vet minimum. Indifferent. I do not care.
I don't care either. I don't care about the Lakers in general. I don't know why we're talking about a team. Why is it that they're such a hot topic? And what they finished like 11th in the West last season? Mm-hmm. What are we talking about here? Like, why are they such a big topic of conversation?
You're gonna love it because the next couple of picks are Lakers picks too, which is hilarious. Next up, Damien Jones, Lakers 2-year deal. I don't have the specifics on this one. I actually like this. I think he's good. Probably the best person that we've said that they've signed so far, but he's not gonna play much either. So,
nah, I don't expect many guys that are signing there right now to play much play time there. Especially if you have games where you're possibly able to push back into it. LeBron is gonna, he's gonna be out there, and everybody else at the top of the roster is gonna be out there. So yeah, these guys aren't gonna play much anyway. So
yes, sir.
You basically get paid to sit on the front row.
Exactly, and watch real close at this team fully dismantle once again. So it's exciting.
Yeah, good job.
Next up, Damir Coffey signs a 3-year deal for $11 million with the Spurs. I actually love this one. I feel like if you guys watch any Clippers games, like this guy can play quality minutes. Mm-hmm. Whether or not he's gonna play often, I don't know, but I actually love it. I think he got him for cheap too. So,
how much they got him?
3 years, $11 million.
Oh, that's real cheap.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Sure.
That's good. I like it.
Yes, sir. Next up, Lonnie Walker IV. This is the other piece that the Spurs lost.
Yes.
Signed a 1-year deal for $6 million with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes.
Cheap. I like it. I actually like it.
That is a cheap contract, but I think he actually is going to be getting a little more playing time than the other guys. I actually think he will be one of those guys off maybe within the second unit type of space. But exactly. Yeah, he's a really good player. So I love it for the Lakers. But yeah, again, they're not going anywhere. So
next up, Danilo Gallinari signs a 2-year deal with Boston for $13 million. I'm gonna say I like it, but I'm reluctant. I almost wanted to say I hate it because I feel like $13 million is a lot.
Well, I mean, that's over 2 years, right? So that's what, like 6.5. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. I mean, you need a shooter, right? That's a big that can shoot.
White guy with a mohawk. That's like a Celtics fan's dream right there.
Yeah. A lot of them, yeah.
Most of them.
I love the move, man. We've been tied to Gallo and Brogdon for the last couple of years anyway, in rumors. So those two seem to fit at a perfect time. So I love the move. I love the move. I I, I I told people anyway. It's not like we were gonna make a big splash. Everybody kept talking about us trading for Kevin Durant, and the proposal for that type of trade was way too much.
Mhm.
Like, you're gonna
Oh
give up
yeah,
Jalen Brown and Marcus Smart?
yeah,
No,
it's crazy.
no, you don't do that. You
You
don't do
you
that.
only get worse doing a move like that. Next up, Joe Ingles to the Bucks on a 1 year, $6 million contract. I actually love this.
Yeah,
I think it's an underrated move, and the Bucks needed to fill that void anyway. So why not?
yeah. No, it's a good move for the Bucks. I actually thought that he was going to go back to Utah,
Yep.
because it seemed as if he did not want to leave there. So I figured he was going to go sign back in free agency. But I mean, definitely a good move, good cheap move for Milwaukee.
I have to give you the dead wrong though. He was on Portland. Remember, he was already traded. So
I'm sorry. Wait, yeah, he was traded to Portland, but he did sign with the in with another team, right?
yeah, he signed with I just told you. Sorry, you got me confused with the Bucks. Because you
Okay.
said I thought he was gonna go back with the Jazz. So I thought you meant that you thought he was still on
No,
the
no, no,
Jazz.
no, no. He was
Makes
traded
sense.
last year from Utah to Portland, but I thought after the season finished that he was gonna go back to Utah, not sign with
Got you.
Milwaukee.
Got you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
but
I,
it's
I
good.
was ready to dead wrong you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I thought you were saying he didn't sign with Milwaukee. I'm like, oh, maybe I was wrong.
You understand what I thought. I
Yeah,
understand what you
yeah,
thought.
yeah.
We'll move on. How about that? We'll move on. Next up, JaVale McGee on a 3 year deal with the Mavs for 20 mil. Now, I was gonna say love, but I'm saying like because I feel like 20 mil is a little much.
Yes.
But get your money, JaVale. Shout out to
Yeah.
JaVale.
Yeah. No, I think it's a really good move for Dallas. I just, again, like you said, the numbers. I didn't think that 20 was the greatest. Um, maybe maybe the third year is a player option or a team option. I'm not sure. I don't know his contract, but it's 20 mil for three sounds pretty up there.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I love it for Dallas though. That is a good move for Dallas. Very,
Exactly
very good
what
move.
they needed.
Yeah,
Exactly what they needed. It
yeah,
feels weird though. Like I feel like he could make a chase for being a starter, which is like I don't know how I feel about that, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Especially there, because
exactly.
I wanted him in Boston. I ain't gonna lie.
I
I
don't
wanted
know.
him in Boston. That hurt.
He
That
is
hurt.
hands down one of the sideline guys MVPs. Like he's one of the
Yes,
guys we talk about and praise more than most. So
yes,
shout out to
yes.
JaVale McGee. I think we single handedly got him that contract, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we'll move on.
Go ahead and pass him a
TJ
couple
Warren.
dollars, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll take the commission.
Yeah,
TJ Warren signs a 1 year deal to Brooklyn. Um, Hope he comes back well from that injury. I'm gonna
yeah.
say like
I like the move because he's gonna play a lot, but I don't like the move because it's Brooklyn.
beautiful. That's all. That's we could leave it at that.
Yeah,
Next up, Edmund Sumner signs a 1 year deal with the Nets.
indifferent.
I'm gonna say hate, and this is why. There's no other reason other than I didn't believe that this was a person. So double checked. It is. He is real. He
Yeah,
exists, and we'll
yeah,
move on.
yeah.
Otto Porter signs a 2 year deal with the Raptors for 12.4 mil. I think this is super underrated. I'm gonna say love on this
Yeah.
one. Not even because this is gonna sound stupid, but not even because of what he brings to the Raptors. I feel like the fact that we was able to pull him away from Golden State is
Hmm.
is why I love this move so much.
Hmm.
But he's one of those guys that you could slot him in on any team and he adds. So
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a great move for them. Very
yep,
good. I love it.
perfect. John Wall to the Clippers on a 2 year, $16 million deal.
I love it for him. Um, I don't know that I trust his health though. But if he stays healthy, that's gonna be a very good move. And I love it overall. I love it overall. But if he's able to stay healthy, they are going to actually push. I think this would be the year they actually push to contend in the West with the Warriors. I think it's very possible.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna only say like, and here's why. It takes away minutes from Reggie Jackson. That's the only reason I'm not in love with it. But I do like the fit. I do like the personnel fit. So that's interesting. Another person that I didn't think was real. Isaiah. You ready? Hartenstein signs a 2-year deal with the Knicks for 16 mil. I'm indifferent because I didn't know who he was, but how do you feel, brother?
I'm indifferent because I don't know what the Knicks are doing.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, you can't. Oh.
When does anyone know? When does anyone know?
But they paid Jalen Brunson $100 million.
Not gonna be able to do it.
For what? I mean, he's a phenomenal player, but $100 million is a lot,
dude.
That's a lot for. I don't think he's been an all-star yet.
Nope.
That's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money. I mean,
he got paid. That playoff performance got him paid. I love it. We're going to touch on that soon too. So we're not there yet.
Salute to him. But that I don't know what they're doing overall. And you're still trying to make a push for. I know there's rumors about them trying to make a push for Donovan Mitchell and Westbrook. How does that
makes
combo
no
work?
Sense.
And then where does
with Jalen Brunson,
like where
and quickly and all these guys, what the fuck is going on, bro?
They're smoking and they're smoking something, and whatever they're smoking, everyone needs to stay away from. Make sure you stay away from it. That is not healthy.
Yes, sir. They smoking at block work. That's smoking right there. We'll leave it at that. Malik Monk signs a 2-year deal with the Kings for 19 mil. I'm gonna say I love it just because he got away from LA.
Me too.
I mean, it's the Kings, but
it's the Kings.
We'll give it up for him. We'll give it up for him.
But he'll at least be able to play.
Yep, exactly. PJ Tucker signs a 3-year, $33 million deal to the 76ers. Yep. I like the move. I hate the contract, so I'm gonna say hate.
Yeah. Same thing. I like the move. The contract seemed a little expensive though. So
dude is 37.
Yeah.
What? Like, how is that
and we saw what happened with him when he was in Miami against Boston, right? Like,
and respectfully, trust me, these two guys I'm about to mention they're not the same player. But when Gary Payton III signs for 28, and then you're signing this dude for 33, something's not adding up.
Yeah,
something's not adding up.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. But of course, naturally, the next move, Gary Payton II to the Blazers on a 3-year, $28 million deal. I love this. I just love that he got paid. I don't even care where he went.
Yeah, me too. But I think being in Portland is going to be that's going to do very well for him and for the team. I think that was a good move. So, and the money, like from the team perspective, 3-year, $28 million. Steal, that's cheap because you're basically getting in for like $13 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's cheap.
Less than that.
Less than that. Yeah. So I love it.
You love it. Kyle Anderson signs a 2-year deal with the Timberwolves for 18 mil. How do you feel about this one,
Derrick? I think it's a great move.
Yeah,
I think it's a great move.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's a great move. I didn't know it was 2-year 18, but that's a great move all around. Then that's
right for the price, for everything, for what they lost, money. What they gained.
Yeah.
Match made in heaven. Shout out to Kyle Anderson.
Yeah.
One of the most generic names in the NBA. Next up, and lastly, the final move. So you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
I got your ass, brother. I'm gonna give you one more chance, but I got your ass.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson, 4-year deal to the Knicks for 104 mil. All capitals hate.
Yes.
Because you know what? You know why I hate it? Because it gave me deja vu to the times. Well, there's multiple times I could point to, but specifically when they got Kemba and everyone was like, we won. Like, the season is over. We have Kemba Walker. And it's like, bro.
And you know what makes it even funnier? They won that opening night game against the Celtics. Oh, Knicks fans were on everybody's heads. When are they not? Yeah, but that like solidified it for them. Like they not only did they win the trade, but they're going to be they beat the Celtics. They're going to be one of the better teams in the East.
Hey, they did pretty well against you guys in the season series. I gotta say, I don't know.
And I think overall we beat them.
I thought it was 2-2.
But we got to the finals. We beat them. I had nothing else to say.
Respect. We'll leave it at that. So now, what I'm most excited for.
Yeah.
I have hoodwinked you.
Okay.
I'm going to give you one more chance because I know that there was some people early on you were unsure about. I can read the names if you'd like me to. We went over the career and move of someone that does not exist and confidently continued. So please, I'll give you one more shot on who that person is. And if you want me to read the names bottom to top, I can.
Okogie is the one that was really sticking out to me. But yeah, I'm going to take a stab at it and say that's the one.
All right. Josh Okogie, not the one. KZ Opala, also not the one.
Okay.
The one, the only, and I love it because I sold the fuck out of it. Is I'm trying to pull up his name. I can't even find it now. What was the name that I used? Where is it? It's a 3-year deal. Hopefully that helps me find it faster. Did I fucking delete it? No, it's here. Give me a sec. I promise. It's here. Damir Coffey does not exist, my friend. That is not a real person.
That name sounded weird to me, but I was like, you sold it.
Convicted.
You sold it. That's why I was like, okay, maybe I missed it. So okay, yeah, good for the Clippers, yeah.
And I love it too. I love it, yeah, because and it's funny because he allegedly left the Clippers to go sign with the Spurs, and I love that I caught you because you wholeheartedly agreed with me. Like, watch it back.
I did.
You wholeheartedly was like, yeah,
no, I
did.
That's
a great move.
Because I was sitting, I was like, wait, hold on. Well, maybe I just didn't watch them last year, and not as much as I thought. So I was like, hey, good. Anything that you said the Spurs, right? He signed with the Spurs.
Yeah.
Anything the Spurs can get, good for them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm 2-0 on the gimmicks, baby. I got you both times. You love to see it.
Hey man, no worries. It's all good. It's all good. It's been a bit rusty. I'm a bit rusty. That's all.
That was so fun, dude. That was so fun. I was so hype about this. Like I was like, I'm not even gonna explain until we do it, just because it's so out there. So yeah, this was cool. And now I got 2 more questions before I go on to my little MMA wrap up, and we're done for the week.
Yes,
so next up, the best free agent that is left, and where do you think they're gonna go?
The best free agent. Ooh. Is what's his name? Dennis Schroeder is still a free agent, right?
Yep.
I am going to say the best one right now, probably Colin Sexton.
Yep.
Probably Colin Sexton. You need to lock him up if you can. Yep. But if Montrezl Harrell, which I don't think he's going to be able to beat these charges, I don't think he's going to be playing this next season at all. But if he somehow miraculously does, in terms of upside, yeah.
Yes, sir.
He's probably the best. He's probably the better one.
So where would you like Sexton to sign? That's the next question.
He should stay in Cleveland, but if he doesn't, wouldn't be mad to see him going to San Antonio.
Yeah,
because they would have the money at that point, right? That would be interesting. I think I don't know what Houston's doing, but they'd have the money, obviously. There was another team I was thinking about too. I don't know, but those 2 teams, I'll say those 2 right now. San Antonio and Houston would be intriguing. I don't know if those would be the moves, but Cleveland needs to lock him up.
Hell yeah, I
They need
agree.
to lock him up.
I hate that you picked them because this is also who I picked. But for the team, I'm going to go a little out there. I'm going to say Portland. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
There's a little
yeah.
bit of a void to fill, right?
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, I love Jeremy Grant too. That's another big move that they made this season, obviously on the front court.
Oh,
so
yeah.
why not? You like your 1-2 punch combo guards. Clearly it hasn't worked out the best for you, but why not? Why not try it out?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pen that in, Portland. Now the last question I have for you about this entire NBA free agency period and trade, because like I said, I left out the trades, so there's a couple of things we probably didn't talk about. But what team are you most looking forward to watching next season?
Outside of my own?
Yeah, come on, bro. Like new look team. You know?
The Clippers.
Yep.
The Clippers. You get Kawhi back. Paul George, we already saw what he did last year. Which I think he also cut the braids, thank God. Because he was one of those guys that when he played with braids, his game went down to me. When he doesn't have braids, his game excels. So that and also you got John Wall coming in. So I'm curious to see how that team looks. But yeah, I'm excited to see them. I'm also excited to see the Thunder. I think OKC is going to be very interesting next year. I don't know what my expectations would be for them right now, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them being one of the lower end teams of the West next season. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. And I know you didn't want to go into that range. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think they are very, put it like this. They have a better shot for sure at getting to the second round than the Lakers do.
Yes, sir. I love that. That means a lot. That means a lot to me. Because like you said, I wasn't willing to make that leap, but good shouts all around.
Yeah.
You cheated a little bit with the Clippers one because it was more so players coming back from injury, but I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
For me, I gotta say, man, I was real close to picking the Timberwolves here, and then I remembered that Rudy Gobert fucking sucks. So my real team that I'm most excited to watch next season has to be the Wizards. And I know you're probably like, what? Why? I don't think they're done yet. I think there's gonna be a move. I think there's gonna be a move for someone. I'm not gonna give you guys who because I don't know. But I think doubling down and signing Bradley Beal for that huge contract that they did, I think they got something up their sleeve. And I can't wait to find out what that is. So that's my plan. I know that sounds iffy. I know that sounds confusing.
I don't know who they would sign, bro, because at this point, just nothing.
I think it's going to be a trade. I don't think it's going to be a sign.
Okay. Beal is he's an amazing player. But Beal and that team, even with the moves that they've made this offseason already, it has to be a trade if for someone to come in. But I mean, who are you trading for and what are you trading away? Mm-hmm. Like that. I'm indifferent to Washington as always at this point. I don't see much happening for them.
Can't blame you.
Yeah.
Sorry, as I adjust my light, because I totally left my light off, right?
And
yeah, just acting like the sun's not going down, So I'm trying to get this brightness out.
Yeah, I got the sun going down over here too. It's all good.
But yeah, man, it's been a successful episode. Now it's time for you to sit here real pretty while I wax poetic about this last UFC event.
Yes, sir.
Now, I think it's important that I get this off my chest, okay? The first thing I'm going to say is the main event, Yair Rodriguez versus Bryant Ortega. Obviously, super unfortunate. When it happened, it was actually one of the funnier reactions throughout the night because this was a banger of a card. UFC Long Island, watch it back if you guys haven't. One of my favorite cards in recent memory. It had that same feeling as UFC London earlier in the year as UFC Austin, where all these fights are going on and even the decisions are exciting and there's like 7+ finishes across the night. So just crazy shit going on all night. But one of my funnier reactions, as soon as we realized that Brian Ortega's injured and the fight is done because he just stood there looking at Yair, I look straight at my mom and she looks confused as fuck, like what's going on? And I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here. Like before anyone else realizes, let's start hitting the,
You were
hitting
there.
the road. I was there in person. Yeah, I was there in Long Island, going nuts. Shout out to Mama Linda, who came through with the beautiful birthday gift for me. So that was awesome. Try to get a bunch of my friends to come through, and everyone slacked. But you know who doesn't? Your mother won't slack on you, and remember that, you guys, for everyone at home. So that was super fun. And my reaction to that too, because nobody really understood what was going on. Nobody got up out their seat yet, and I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go right now. We gotta get that traffic before we get stuck. But that was super exciting. And then the rest of the night, I'm gonna highlight on a couple of different things because there was just so much to talk about. I'm not gonna be able to touch on everything. Dustin Jacoby, first round knockout, huge. Please watch that back against Dante Divincenzo. I was high on Dante Divincenzo. I was talking mad shit about how he was going to win all week, and then he just gets blown up in the first round. Dustin Jacoby's really putting things together in his second combat sports career. Don't forget that. He is another one of those guys like Israel Adesanya who made the jump from kickboxing over to the UFC. If I'm not mistaken, Adesanya has a win over him. So doing the damn thing in MMA, you love to see it. And then the last two that I need to mention, because these fights were freaking bonkers. Man, I'm not even gonna do the two. This fight right here deserves all the treatment. So I need to make this very clear. I've been to six events now in person, UFC events. This was the first one in this arena. I've been to another one in Long Island, and then two at the Barclays. No, I lied. 7. 2 at the Barclays, 2 at Prudential, and then 1 at MSG. The atmosphere for this one was the best out of any of the one that I went to. Everyone was super hype. Everyone was smoking weed. There was a cloud of smoke around the cage. It felt like some old school bar fight shit. It was awesome. And everyone was engaged and knowledgeable. Like people knew what was going on, and that's rare. Usually it's a lot of meatheads waiting for blood. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of that too. But to be a part of an educated crowd really adds to the fight. And no fight in my entire I've watched Max Holloway fights. I've watched Khabib defend his title. I've watched Holly Holm defend her title. I've watched a bunch of big profile fights. I've watched Israel Adesanya fight. The best fight I've ever witnessed in person took place on this event. And it was Sumudarji coming up against Matt Schnell. Matt Schnell is a perennial action fighter. He's someone that is kill or be killed no matter what. And what made this fight so special, it only lasted to the second round. The first round was super close. Both guys landing good shots, but very competitive, not sort of running away. Super close first round, but I gave it to Sumudarji. What made this fight so special was the fucking momentum shifts and swings in this second round. I think hands down, this is going to be in the conversation for round of the year and fight of the year. It has both for me right now. So let me give the rundown of what happened. Sumudarji's southpaw, which is unusual at 125, which means obviously that right hand is coming down the pipe real hard. What was crazy about it is he stung Matt Schnell with the straight right that sort of froze him for a second, and then he did the bit where like it looked like he was falling, and then he like woke up like on the way down, so like he like froze for a second. And when that first like flash knockdown, I call it, because he didn't hit the ground, but he was on his way down. That first shot, it felt like we were about to see a knockout. Like right there, that first shot felt like we was about to see a knockout. So Sumudarji's following up, he's going forward, and he did something that I find so beautiful that not a lot of people do, where he's hand trapping Matt Schnell as he's advancing. So keep in mind, this is southpaw versus orthodox. So his right hand is coming up to Matt Schnell's right hand, which is close to his face, and he's pulling down Matt Schnell's right hand and then throwing right elbows right over that window he's creating. And not once, but twice, he basically drops Matt Schnell. That I don't understand to this moment how the hell Matt Schnell didn't officially get knocked down in those moments, because he got stunned and stumbled, and it looked like he was stepping in holes and didn't know where the floor was. multiple times with those elbows, and somehow never went down fully. And then immediately in that exchange lands a counter left hook that suns Stumadarji. And when it happened, nobody around me, I gave the crowd a lot of credit, but nobody around me knew, like, acknowledged it except for me. So I jumped up and I was like, oh shit, like I was wilding. And then my mom was like, yo, chill, like no, like, what are you doing? Meanwhile, nobody like acknowledged that Matt Schnell is now making a comeback after getting almost dropped 3 times. So that was the first shot that did it. It wasn't a big pronounced moment, but it was the first shot that landed that started turning the tide. Within 30 seconds after that, Matt Schnell ended up landing a beautiful straight right that really pushed back Sumadarji's head. And you could tell changed the complexion of the fight, because right after that, he wasn't even coming forward anymore. He was trying to grapple. And this is after you almost dropped and finished this guy 3 times in the same round. So he starts retreating. Matt Schnell starts advancing, and then eventually finds himself right in on a takedown, takes down Sumadarji, and goes straight into mounts. Now, this is underrated. Obviously, Matt Schnell making a huge comeback. He's in full mount now, raining elbows on Sumadarji. He opens up a huge cut on his cheek that's leaking blood. This is the most underrated part of the fight, because everyone is going to remember what a grand comeback it was for Matt Schnell. Sumadarji got fucking grit too, because after getting mounted, pounded, that he had a huge gash, he reverses position and gets on top and starts landing big elbows. Fucking nuts. Like I was going crazy during this fight. Just the momentum shifts in a period of less than 5 minutes is insane. And unfortunately, him getting out of that position led to him eventually being finished in a triangle choke by Matt Schnell from that same position, being on top. And the way he finished it was just so gangster, bro. Like, finish a guy after being in a war like that, you put him to sleep, and then the ref calls it off. I was screaming that he was out before, like, at least 3 seconds before the ref even came close to take. So I was literally like, my hair on the back of my neck is standing up because I was losing my shit. The fact that he was able to come back that way and then put him out like that, please, I encourage everyone, check out my Twitter. I retweeted the picture. Sumadarji is out cold on his shin, and Matt Schnell's like that, looking up at the camera and celebrating. Fucking nuts, dude. Like, please, if you haven't watched that fight, man, check it out, because I'm like getting choked up fucking talking about it, dude. Like,
yeah, I've seen the highlight of the choke, but I didn't see the rest of the fight. But dude, yeah, I'm definitely
the resilience by both of these guys, fucking nuts, and just the most electric fight I was there to witness in person. Shout out to the crowd in Long Island, man. Everyone showed up and did the damn thing, except for that one dude. It was hilarious. He looked kind of like a Muslim dude. Li Jingliang celebrated by raising up a Chinese flag, which is actually controversial because the UFC has banned flags for fighters. So he somehow snuck it in.
Oh,
but as soon as he pulled, it was around the time. It was after, so there was a period right after the war between Ukraine and Russia broke out, where they had a lot of Ukrainian fighters fighting.
Okay.
They came out with the flags and everything, and after that period, they was like, all right, we need to chill. So they said from now on, you can't come out with the flag for anyone, which is the stupidest shit ever, because they don't have advertisements, they don't have sponsors, and now you can't come out with a flag either. How the fuck does anyone, like, if you don't know the sport the way I do, which is very rare for me to for you to know everyone that's coming in to fight, how do you expect new fans to know who the fuck anyone is when they can't represent their country, they can't individualize themselves? Like, it's fucking stupid. But the reason why I go into this diatribe was this fucking guy raises up the Chinese flag, and then this Muslim guy in front of me is like, go back where you came from. And immediately after he screamed that, I screamed right back at him. I was like, yeah, because you're from here too. Fucking ridiculous. Like, and this is the kind of shit that unfortunately you have to expect going to these MMA events. But just the ultimate self-own. Like, you're a fucking idiot. Shout out to everyone else at UFC Long Island. It was fucking fun. Everyone in my section, we ended up becoming cool by the end of it. It's we fucking came there with each other. So really awesome night of fights, but a real historic moment that I got to witness. So I had to share it here, man.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Yes, sir. That's all I got.
Man. I need to go to an event. I haven't been to one yet. So
yes, sir. I'm telling you, as soon as they go back to Georgia, I'm getting my flight. We're gonna make it happen.
Just let me know. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, take us home, man.
All right. Well, as Chris said beginning of the episode, you can check us out on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, you are definitely on the OTS channel. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell if you have not done any of those. But also, please check us out on any social media, on any podcast platform. Subscribe, let us know what you guys think about the show. We are back, season 6. So we have a lot to catch up on. Definitely pay attention next week. Next week's going to be very, very fun. So as always, thank you guys for watching and or listening. And we will catch you guys next week.
Yes, sir. Peace.